All right, guys. So welcome back to Sports Monsters, and I'm here once again with my good friend and co-host Matt Denian.
Hey, glad to be back as always. Excited to talk NHL playoffs as we move to the Final Four.
Hey, speaking of the Final Four, do you know who's not going to be there, Matt?
Would that be the Toronto Maple Leafs?
Yes. We can't do this video without talking about last night's just absolute butt fumbling that the Toronto Maple Leafs again. They do. I pegged it. I pegged it. You had hope.
I had hope, but you know.
So,
yesterday, let's go Leafs, and no such luck.
Yeah. This whole thing, I knew from the get-go that the Leafs were going to fumble this, even at Game 7. I thought, okay, maybe the Leafs are turning around with a 2-0 start, and then those back-to-back wins from the Panthers, I was like, nope, no, they're not. And then that Game 6 win, which I don't know how that was dumb luck.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, man.
No, go ahead. You finish. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And then Game 7, I was like, this is where they fall. This is every time. And they do. They get shit-wrecked by the Panthers.
Yeah. I mean, at the beginning of the series, you and I both felt like the Panthers were going to win the series. They just thought they were the better team. Leafs come out to win the first two games surprisingly, and was like, oh, maybe. Then they're up 3-1 in Game 3. I was actually at a bar at the boardwalk watching the game, and I almost called you to be like, yo, is this for real? It's like, if they go up 3-0, that's going to be a hard hole to dig out of. Sure enough, they blew that game. They blew the next game. Like you said, they somehow win Game 6, force Game 7 at home, and then maybe have the worst performance of the year for them.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it. Every time. It's like, and here's the thing, this may have been your last shot for a while. Because
I think so.
What do you change? Really, what do you change as an organization? Marner's not going to be here. They are not going to pay Tavares.
No, I think Tavares is gone. Marner's gone.
I just say blow it up.
Austin Matthews might have had an injury all year, so that's one thing. But just think about this: Mitch Marner refused to waive his no-trade clause because he could have gone in a Mikko Rantanen deal to Carolina. Imagine if Rantanen was on this team. Would it be a different story right now?
Possibly, yeah. But at the same time, I'm like, there's no way Marner and Tavares are going to be here next season. We'll talk about where they could go later, I guess. But right now, the other thing is, I'm going to say it. I don't think it's the Bruins who are the owners of the Toronto Maple Leafs. I think it's just Brad Marchand.
Brad Marchand looked like a beast yesterday, that's for sure. He was getting booed left and right and still making moves. Yeah, I think that is true. And the Panthers in general are just a damn good team, like we've said over and over again. But Toronto, I mean, they've got, 4 superstars, and they just can't get it done. We've seen it in other sports where you have what should be a team that can get it done, and they just can't. They've got to break that team up, right?
Yeah, you're gonna it's getting ridiculous. You're going nowhere. This is where you say blow it all up, because there's nothing you can do now. You are running in circles and paying way too much. The window's closed. Just admit it's closed, blow it up, and start from the beginning.
Yeah, I agree. I think Matthews probably stays, right? I don't know.
No, I'd get rid of... fuck off. Matthews can fuck off, for all I care.
I don't disagree with you. I just know if his contract is tradable, is what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, that's okay. Yeah. Matthews gone. Tavares and Marner, they're not going to be here. I can guarantee you they ain't going to be here.
No, their contracts are up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're not going to get re-signed.
No, not there. Not there for sure. No. The Leafs would have done better to have traded them for prospects to start to rebuild, because now it's have to kind of start from scratch.
Yeah, and you're also your cap is just fucked now. That's also a thing we have to take into account, is that if you traded them, you could have, like you just said, Matt, is that you could have made some. You might have still made the playoffs. You may have been taken out by round 1, but at least you would have had something to fall back on with draft picks.
Yeah, you'd have assets. You might be able to get some stuff for the pipeline. Austin Matthews is still young enough. You can rebuild a second core around him. But I mean, how old is John Tavares? He's definitely gone.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be interesting free agency, but I'm going to say something wild. I think there are 2 teams I think Marner would go to.
What do you got?
Vegas, because I don't know how they just do gymnastics with that cap situation they have.
Like Duke in the NCAA tournament, they're always in the mix. So.
Yeah, and this is gonna be a wild one. I think Calgary should be considered.
I could see Calgary being considered.
Calgary missed the playoffs by just that much, and they just need like they're like a piece or 2 away from getting there. I think like Marner could help them get over the hump and make a deep playoff run. That's just my opinion, but I think, and also Calgary's cap situation is not awful.
No, the Leafs is though, right? The Leafs aren't going to be able to just go out after like Connor McDavid this next year, right? Like,
yeah. Do you think Tavares hangs it up?
I think he probably does, right? Like, what else does he have to prove?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's really it's kind of getting sad, and I don't mean that because Tavares is he's a great athlete. He's going to get remembered. He's probably going to get like he's going to have like a Hall of Fame remembrance of him. But what else can you do? Like he is banged up to all hell. He's getting injury prone. I think it's just time to just tap out.
Yeah, I think so. He's got nothing left to prove. I think enjoy the rest of his life. He's likely a Hall of Famer, right?
Yeah, he is definitely a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else for him to prove. It's not like he needs to chase a cup, right? So.
Yeah, I'm with you right there. But Marner, I think Marner still has got enough in the gas to keep going. That's why I'm saying like Vegas could be a possibility. Calgary, I think, would fit for him.
He's at the age where he's in his prime, but he's not just entering it. He needs to go somewhere where if he wants to win a cup, that he's got a shot at doing it. Calgary's not a terrible team. Vegas, him and Jack Eichel will be interesting, that's for sure.
That's why I'm thinking like him and Eichel together would be kind of a beast. Where would you think Marner should go?
To be honest, I haven't really looked at like the free agency list in terms of his cap space and stuff, but just in terms of teams that would be a fit and would be looking, Colorado would spring to mind because they're in a similar spot. They did win a cup a few years ago, which gives them a little more leeway, but they have a lot of talent that's not getting past Dallas right now, obviously.
Yeah.
So I could see them making a play for a Marner.
Yeah. I think they can make a play for it. Dallas, maybe. We'll see how this plays out. They're already paying enough, but I think their cap situation is going to be a little tough, regardless if they make it to the dance or not.
Yeah.
Tampa's out. Tampa can't fucking pay anybody. I would.
Maybe. LA, the Kings, to try to get past the Oilers, you're going to need some extra firepower.
That's good. That's good. They're still going to get teabagged by Edmonton.
Yeah.
But no, LA would be interesting. I think you are right. Like the Avalanche is also a solid pick of where he could go, and probably they'd still be able to pay a good contract for him. Washington, I don't know.
Washington's interesting.
Well, oh God, what if he goes back to the Bruins? Wait, was Marner part of the Bruins? I forget.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
He might have been early. I'm not sure, but he might. I would think though Colorado. I think he's looking to go to a contender if he leaves. Vegas, Colorado would be 2 top ones. Washington, maybe Ovechkin hasn't said he's going to retire yet or not, but if he retires, they would need to probably replace. That he's not the level star Ovechkin is, but he's still a star. It's probably out west, though. I think, right? I don't see him going too many teams in the East.
Yeah. Probably, yeah. It would be definitely a Western Conference kind of deal. Um, yeah. But getting back to, like, oh, sorry.
Maybe, do you think he goes to a young team? I don't think he does, like an Anaheim or San Jose or somebody trying to get on their way up.
Someone said Marner was going to, like, there was whispers that Chicago was going to make a play for him, but I don't believe that.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I would, yeah. You deserve nothing but ire and vitriol, Chicago, for the end of days.
Yeah, screw them.
Yeah. But I would say, like, I think I'm going to say, like, Avalanche. The more I think about it, Avalanche would be really good, especially, like, yeah, and also, again, Vegas, they've jumped through hoops like fucking the Eagles. I don't know how Howie Roseman does it. And I don't know if they have, like, Howie Roseman gives tips to the general manager over to Vegas, but, like, yeah, I think he could work.
Yeah, he could do that. And yes, we're all begging Howie Roseman to just take over every team in Philly here. Right? That would be fantastic.
Yeah, but getting back to the game, cycling back to the game, Florida woke up. They did, and they just proceeded to just destroy Toronto. Like, the moment I knew it was over was when they immediately, like, the moment Toronto, like, made their first point, and I was like, okay, it's 3-1, might get interesting. 2 minutes later, they just give up another goal, and I was like, oh, so we're doing this, okay.
Yeah, Florida realized that they're Florida. I will tell you, I know that really the Selkie is his award every year unless he decides he doesn't care for it. I think Barkov is so underrated the more I watch him.
He is. Really, Barkov is, I'm like, I forget how good of a player he is.
Yeah, like, we know about how great he is defensively. The Selkie goes to the top defensive forward every year. But he's just a really good all-around player and is not given near the spotlight in the national media he should be.
Yeah. But I think on a whole, the Panthers woke up. But here's the thing, and we'll get to this game in a bit. I guess we'll just do the next Eastern Conference real fast. But they have only today to rest as of this recording. Tomorrow they're immediately playing Carolina, and I'm like, that's brutal. Like, you did 7 straight games back and forth from Florida to Toronto, Canada, and now you have to go to Carolina. A well-rested Carolina team, mind you. Yeah, that's going to be interesting if they can keep that energy up. But Toronto, God, just blow it up. There's nothing you can do. All you are doing is feeding the memes.
Yeah, they really are. I would, like I said, blow it up. I'd let those two walk in Marner and Tavares. If you can trade a Nylander or a Matthews, I think it'll be tough on their contracts. And get some assets, I would do that. I guess you can still rebuild around Austin Matthews. I mean, he's on pace to challenge Ovechkin's scoring record, but he just has not shown the ability to get it done in the playoffs or any kind of big game.
Yeah, I don't know what to do anymore with him, with this whole group. It just hit the self-destruct button. Start over. Find a new coach. It's done. You're done.
And for people who don't live in Canada, in particular in Toronto, like, you can't imagine the amount of scrutiny on the Maple Leafs. It's like if you lived in New York, the scrutiny that's on the Yankees, that's what it's like being a Maple Leafs team and fan, right?
Exactly, yeah. I will also say that, like, it's just on like a non sequitur, but, like, it's almost like this. I'm going to equate to NBA real fast. Is that it's so fascinating that, like, 3 of the final 4 for the NBA have never been to or won a championship, and even the Knicks haven't won one since the 70s. And now you would literally have a history-making moment where 2 of these 4 teams in the NBA are probably someone's going to win their first game, or in the Knicks' case, win one they haven't done in over, like, 40 years.
Yeah, in the NHL, we've seen these 4 teams in the Final Four a lot over the past few years.
But, like, that's kind of that's what it's like being a Toronto Maple Leafs fan, where it's like that drought is even longer. And it just hurts every time. So I do not envy it, but also I like to point and laugh at Leafs fans.
Yeah, I think they've realized it themselves at this point.
Yeah.
I would imagine up there that the talk on the sports radio is this team has got to be blown up. It's not just losing to the Panthers. Had they lost and it was a series that was really kind of back and forth, and it was Toronto wins a game, Florida wins a game, and then you could justify it. Like you said, they were up 2-0 and up 3-1 in Game 3, and really had the Panthers on the ropes and let them back into the series. Then after somehow winning in Game 6, just completely crapped the bed in Game 7 at home, not like on the road, at home crapped the bed. So whether it's these players just don't have the mental makeup or what, it's definitely time to split this core up.
Yeah. So just hit the cell, just nuke it, Toronto. That's all you can do. Yeah. So I guess that's all we can say about Toronto. And that was the big thing. I texted you earlier. I was like, we have to talk about this right now. So let's talk about the one that surprised me in terms of how it went down was Carolina and the Capitals.
Yeah, I thought the Capitals might give them a run and sneak into the finals. That did not happen. Carolina came out and played shutdown hockey and won that series pretty easily.
Yeah, the Canes, usually I don't give them a lot of leeway because they are just notorious for just blowing it in the second round a lot of times. But god damn, did they come alive fast.
They did. Well, they're very well coached. Rod Brind'Amour, I think, is a tremendous coach, right? So that's part of it.
Yeah.
And they don't have superstars, but they have a lot of very good players.
And they have a young core, too. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, they are rested. I think it's going to be like a real shit-wrecking fight between them and the Panthers, but they're rested. They literally have had, they wiped out the Capitals that fast. And I was shocked. I thought it was going to be a fist fight at least like a game 5 or 6, game 6 or even 7. I was thinking the Capitals had enough energy to go for it, but Carolina just swarmed them every chance.
Yeah, I think I still favor the Panthers to go back to the Stanley Cup Finals, but I think if there was a scenario they most dreaded, it would be taking on a well-rested Carolina, because Carolina knows how to do playoff hockey, to play that tight checking type of game that we haven't seen from a while in Tampa Bay, as you know, and we certainly haven't seen from Toronto. I would think this, on paper, might be the worst matchup in the East, although I still favor the Panthers to go. It's probably the matchup they at least wanted to see. What do you think?
I think Carolina's going to have a strong, I think they're going to win game 1, but it's going to be a slugfest. I think it might be a slugfest, but then again, I've been consistently wrong on a lot of these predictions. I was right on Toronto. I was right on Dallas and Winnipeg, but this one's tough. I think they're gonna have Florida is probably gonna lose game 1 just from exhaustion, and also that we're dealing with a well-rested Carolina.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure.
Yeah, but from there on out, I don't know. That's the thing. The fight with Toronto proved that you may get them on the Panthers on the ropes, but they're gonna come back, and once they do, they're gonna bite you in the ass.
Yeah, for sure. I still think, I said from the beginning, I think the Panthers and Oilers again in the finals, and I still stand by that.
Yeah. Let's go to the West. Speaking of the Oilers, Jesus, did they just annihilate the Knights? I thought that was going to be a fight. I thought that was going to be a legit battle. Nope. Edmonton said, "We're Edmonton."
I agree with you.
Yeah. They just.
Go ahead.
They just it was almost like the best way I could compare that match is almost like when Hulk and Thanos fought in Infinity War, and it was like that moment where the coach in Edmonton was like, "Let them have their fun," and then immediately they just proceed to just boot to throat on Vegas.
Yeah, you're totally correct. I was with you. I thought that would be a really good series, and you hit the nail on the head. Edmonton was like, we're Edmonton. We have, I've said his name every podcast multiple times. We have Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, and we're going to impose our will on you guys, and they did.
Yeah. They did. McDavid, everyone. There was nothing. Like, I don't even know how Vegas won.
Yeah, I don't know. And man, Edmonton is looking even more put together this year than they did last year. What did you say? Like so far?
Yeah, they definitely learned from their mistakes. And what's scary is that they've had a longer rest period. It's like Carol. It's again like with the Canes, where they've had a long rest period, but they had it longer. Like they don't play till Wednesday against Dallas. And
yeah, they're going to be well rested for that series.
Yeah, I mean, I like Edmonton. I know I said Dallas and Panthers at the end, but like I would not be shocked if Edmonton comes out on top and we get another rematch. Yeah, Edmonton. Like and the other thing is they get healthy when need be. Like they're getting healthier throughout the season. Like I know they got some injuries, and I think they are getting some more people back even now.
Yeah. I'd also say they just steamrolled over Vegas when I thought that would be a 6-game series at least, and they got steamrolled. What I thought the Panthers would do to the Maple Leafs is what the Oilers did to Vegas.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Edmonton just looks like they want revenge.
Yeah.
So I guess our the last game is kind of the one that I expected to go how it went. It just went a little longer than expected. Yeah, Dallas, I was not shocked to see win, and Winnipeg, I think, should be happy where they are. They just couldn't get it done. I don't think they have enough. They didn't have enough pieces, and I think they just ran out of gas by the end.
Yeah, I agree. They were definitely, I don't say playing above their head, but they had kind of, when you look at their team, you think that's kind of where they reached their max, would be a second round matchup with a really, really good team, which Dallas is. And Dallas just had better players, right? Mikko Rantanen, again, looking like a superstar. Winnipeg didn't have much to offer there. I mean, not that they shouldn't have their heads held high. They had a very good season.
Yeah, but I think this is kind of a learning experience for this team. But yeah, it was no shock that Dallas won. So Dallas versus Edmonton, that's going to be fascinating. I mean, Dallas has had a wee bit of rest period, but not as long as like Edmonton has. And I still think Dallas could pull it out, but like Edmonton, they looked so perfect on ice against Vegas.
Yeah, so I agree with you. I think Dallas could pull it out. I'm not discounting Dallas. They're a very good team. They showed it these first 2 rounds, but I would think if Edmonton steamrolls Dallas like they did Vegas, you might just want to like give them the cup, even if Florida makes it there. I don't know if Florida's going to be able to stop Edmonton on the roll that they're on if they can do to Dallas what they did to Vegas.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. We're down to the final 4, and yeah, it was actually kind of like I'm glad we got to do this video and record it right after the divisional round was over, because I didn't want to wait when we were like halfway through the finals.
Yeah, for sure. So I keep saying I still got Edmonton and Florida in the finals. What do you think?
I keep saying Dallas and Florida, but I would again, Edmonton and Florida looks like it's going to happen.
Yeah, and it should be another fantastic series like last year's was. I hope it's not that 3-0, 3, then they go to 7 again. I'd like to see more of a back and forth series, but that's hockey.
Yeah, so we'll see how this plays out. But yeah, if any hockey fans out there watching these, before we go, do you want to talk about? I completely forgot. What about Ovechkin?
To retire or not?
Yeah. Do you think he's going to retire after all that?
I want to say yes. I know he's been saying he was hinting he wasn't going to, but what's there for him to do at this point? Pad the stats a little bit more to make it hard for Matthews to get there maybe one day. trying to finish ahead of Crosby in terms of their ongoing rivalry for points, but Crosby's got a few more years still, and Ovechkin's still behind him a little bit. I don't think there's much left for him to do.
Yeah, I think it's just. I know he keeps saying he's done. He's not done, but like you can ride off to the sunset, dude. I know you didn't get that cup, but like you got nothing left to prove.
No, he has a cup previously. He
Yeah.
This year, but it's not like it's cupless.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Is like he didn't like he I'm sure he wanted to like if the Capitals got to and won the Stanley Cup, that would have been the sign he's done. But I think it's just more. It sounds more like pride than anything else.
Yeah, but he's been such a great player. I hate to see him become one of those guys that hangs around too long and it just becomes a burden. You know what I mean? Like, he still is very solid this year, despite being 39, I think. I think don't push it too much more. Leave with the fans remembering you as breaking Gretzky's record, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. So, yeah, that's really all we can say. We'll do another video when we come down to the Stanley Cup and. We'll talk about that. I don't know. You think we can make a whole video off the finals, or do you want to do, or should we do the finals / Stanley Cup?
I think we'll see how the finals go. Like, see how interesting they are. I think we're all kind of thinking the Florida one might be kind of one-sided. The Edmonton Dallas could be a really fun series, and we'll see what our schedules look like. So I'm in for it if we can make it work, but if not. We certainly wait till on the precipice of the finals and go then, or in the finals.
Yeah. Anyway, so there you go, guys. That's pretty much our thoughts on this. And other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.